Hi, I want to thank you so much for putting your hand up to join the production team. If we haven't met yet, I'm Andy Rogers and I'm the production manager here at Nexus, so I have the privilege of leading the team and managing all of our technical systems. Production is part of the broader creative team led by Pastor David Lewis, and we seek to enhance all of the aspects of the broader church, from worship to speaking and just generally in the church environment. You'll find our influence and our fingerprints everywhere throughout Nexus. Production is a really exciting area to serve in with lots of scope for learning and creativity. As a production manager here at Nexus, I always want to keep us knowing why we serve and how we fit in with the broader church community. Our main purpose is to serve the church with our practical worship. By that, I mean the things that we do are an expression of worship in service to the Lord and His church. I love how Colossians 3:15-17 talks about this. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, since as members of one body you are called to peace, and be thankful. Let the message of Christ dwell among you richly as you teach and admonish one another with all wisdom through psalms, hymns, and songs from the Spirit, singing to God with gratitude in your hearts. And whatever you do, whether in word or deed, do it all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to the Father through Him. As we serve the church with our deeds, my hope is that you continue to grow a love for worship and the broader community that we lead within. So what are the markers of a Nexus production team member that is fully living out these ideals? They're humble, observant, proactive, and visionary. Serving humbly is key within our team. For now, you may need to learn from people younger than yourself, and that can be a real challenge. In the future, humble serving means taking personal responsibility for the gear that the church owns, recognizing that it's people's tithes and offerings that allow us to use such state-of-the-art gear. I feel that being observant and proactive go hand in hand. While you're learning, keep open eyes and ears and seek clarification on anything that seems complex or slightly out of your depth. Everything that seems complex is just simply layers of connections forming the big system. You can definitely get your head around it, and asking questions is the single best way forward. Finally, a visionary team member is one that sees how their volunteering impacts the broader church. If it wasn't for you and your willingness to serve with your time and effort, the gospel would not be reaching and impacting our community in the same way. You have a unique part to play in our team growing and in growing the church as a whole. Hopefully by now you can see your production team volunteering with a slightly different perspective than simply filling a seat and pressing some buttons. So let's go over some more practical things to answer some common questions. I want you to have a great time volunteering on production, and for that reason, I expect you to serve to the capacity and the frequency that you're able to sustain. The standard request is one rostered position twice a month. For some people, you may choose to do more than that, and I really appreciate it. If your family or work commitments mean that you can only do less, that's okay, just reach out to us and we'll work out a schedule that works for you. The creative team hosts regular team events on Wednesday nights, and these are a great opportunity to learn more of the team culture and grow friendships and relationships outside of the production team specifically. It's important that you prioritize these in your calendar. If you can't make a night for any reason, just shoot me a quick message just to give me a heads up. On Sundays, we fall under the same schedule as the broader creative team. We're one team that serves together. AM services are rostered together, meaning that the morning service is 8:30 and 10:30 AM with breakfast provided in between. Then the PM service is just the 5 PM service with a separate team. We don't have a strict call time for either. However, your station must be booted and ready for rehearsal at 6:30 AM and 2:45 PM. That means that we can roll straight into a whole team devotion before getting into the sound check and rehearsal itself. You'll find the full dress code in the link on the screen. In general, we hold to the same dress code as the on-stage team, unless specified for an event. Covered shoes are mandatory, as well as collared shirts and polos for men in the AM services. Throughout the production and creative teams, we use a bunch of tools to communicate, roster, and distribute information. Here are the key ones that everyone needs to know about. Elvanto is the church's rostering system. We use this to roster every single service and event. You'll get notifications to your emails, and you can also download an app to your phone, and that will give you kind of push notifications and the ability to check your roster at any time. Slack is also an essential app to download. You'll get an invite to join our creative team Slack session, and there you'll get access to role-specific channels as well as service channels and direct messages and a whole bunch of other stuff. Showflow is how we manage all of our services and events in terms of how the run sheet runs. So this is used to manage specific segment timing, distribute content for that service, as well as making specific service notes for your particular role. The role that you join will have a service account created for it, so you don't need to create a personal one. I'll share that information with you as it comes up. Well, now you have all of the broad team information that you need to get started in production. From here, you'll be able to learn more about your specific serving areas, whether that's in more videos or in conversation with other team members on Slack or in person. Reach out if you have any questions. I'm super excited to get in the booth and start volunteering with you. See you soon.